Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Viking Vitality. I am Coach Beth. Thank you so much for being here. Today, we are going to dive right in. We're going to talk about how to succeed at 75 hard. The tips that I'm going to share here are specifically for this challenge, but you could also use them in any health or fitness endeavor going forward. So hang with me here. With 75 hard, our goal is to take the 75 days and follow the rules completely straight for those 75 days. Any failure results in starting the 75 days over. We go back to day one. All right. So we want to do this for our why. If you haven't figured out your why yet, please go check out that video. All right. I'll put a link down in the description. So you want to know why you're doing it. And then the benefits of this program are numerous. Let's just go with that. But we'll just say for right now that we're looking to stick with it. We're really looking to build that discipline, that courage, and that confidence as we do all the things that we promised ourselves we're going to do. And then, of course, the wonderful side effect of getting healthy, getting in shape, things like that as we go along. Now, going through our rules and how we're going to succeed at them. So water on 75 hard is you're supposed to drink a gallon a day. You're welcome to do that, but for the sake of what I am doing, and you're welcome to follow me, is we're going to do half our body weight in ounces for this. Now, the reason we want to do this, I should say, up to 100 ounces. Let's do this. We want to do this because that's really enough water for your body. You also don't want to kind of like basically water down your stomach acid so much that it doesn't digest quite as well. A gallon of water a day isn't going to hurt you, and if you function well on it, that's great, but this is what we are going to do. So how to do this, say you weigh 150 pounds, then you want to do half of that, which you'll need 75 ounces per day. Okay. And how we start to get things like that in, we'll actually cover in another video. But you're like, well, how do I keep track of my water, Beth? That's one of the things. Okay. So if I needed 75 ounces, for example, let's say, all right, here is my water bottle. I know that this is 24 ounces, which means I need about 3 of these. So I'm going to take these 3 rubber bands. And these are pretty hardcore rubber bands. Maybe I should have picked something softer for the video. But I'm going to go ahead and put them on there so that they are very visible. All right. So I have 3 lines. I need to drink 3 of these. So as soon as I empty it, all right, I've got 2 left. Simple stuff. You can always track it on your phone. I like very visual things, or you can do both, especially if you're very visual. You might get distracted, and that's just a good reminder. Oh man, it's 11 o'clock and I've only drank 1 water. I really don't want to drink 50 ounces right before bed. So get cracking, right? All right, moving on. We have 2 workouts per day, and they are 45 minutes each. All right. And they need to be 2 separate workouts, as well as one is supposed to be outside. All right. So what you want to do is you want to have them planned. You want to know what you're going to be doing. If you jump into this and, you start Monday morning and the first thing you do is just go on YouTube and look up something, that is going to work for maybe a week. As you sit there and you scroll and you waste time trying to find a workout, okay, take the time, find a workout plan, and be ready to execute on it. All right. And you want to schedule these workouts. Okay. So we want a planned workout. All right. So some kind of something, resistance training, a HIIT, whatever it is for you, you need to know what you're going to be doing, and you're going to know when you're going to be doing it. Okay. So a good example of how to handle this, you're like, oh my God, Beth, 2 workouts in a day. What the hell? And I got to do 1 outside. Shit. All right. So a good example of how to handle this would be, say you schedule resistance training in the morning. You go to the gym, you lift some weights, you got 45 minutes, you go to work, you come home, and then you have a 45-minute walk before or after dinner, whatever's good for you, and that walk will put you outside. Okay. Other options for something outside, just some random ideas. If you have a porch and say it's raining, you could do yoga or qigong on your porch. Something like that, or you can walk or run or whatever it is for you. But those are the rules. It's rain or shine, cold or hot. It doesn't matter. 2 workouts. One of them has to be outside. They could both be outside if you want to. I don't think there's any rules about that. But one has to be outside and one has to be inside. Now, For my parents out there with kids that do sporting events and they're doing their practices, yeah, go ahead and walk that track or something. Okay. People might look at you. Who knows? If your kids are having a game and you want to watch, feel free to do squats. Get creative. All right. I'm going to tell you right now, something I'm going to repeat a lot in all the coming episodes, is that the more you look for problems and the more you look for why you can't do it, you are going to find it. Okay? And that's all there is to it. You start looking for how you could make it happen. You start asking other people, hey, I'm blind to what's right in front of me. Where do you think I could squeeze this in? And see what they have to say and try it on. All right? And be smart about these workouts, everybody. You should know your own limitations. Obviously, your limitations will probably expand. You'll be able to do more as we get healthier and we keep going along this. But you notice at no point on 75 Hard does it say do 2 45-minute CrossFit workouts each day. You do still need time for recovery. You do still need time for movement that isn't breaking down muscle. All right. And everybody's at a different stage. This is your thing. This is your free challenge you're jumping on. Just be smart about it. I do not recommend jumping in and just destroying yourself right away. I have yoga specifically planned into mine. Gentle yoga for 45 minutes. I have casual walking specifically scheduled into mine. All right. Something else you could do outside is obviously you could take a hike. Okay. Awesome. Good stuff. That's a great time to build family or friendship time. All right, quality time. You can take these workouts and do things like that. Husbands and wives, go for a walk. You can walk your dog, so on and so forth. All right, I'm going to move on. All right, and then follow a diet. So we have, starting off with no alcohol. No alcohol. And I know some of you out there will be like, oh my God, Beth, I couldn't possibly not drink. Yes, I know. I used to feel that same way until it became a problem. So remember that alcohol is something to, if you wish to enjoy in moderation. Alcohol is a substance. It is a drug. It does alter your system. And generally speaking, it's not really good for you. Okay. If you are using alcohol to sleep or anything like that, I highly recommend moving away from that. I imagine I'll probably have some videos on that in the future. And just remind yourself, it's only 75 days. Okay. That's it. It's only 75 days. We can handle this. All right. No cheat meals. All right. Of any kind. No snackies, none of that. But you are following some kind of diet. And I have some extra details on here. First off, aside from our extra rules, when you're going into this and you're going to go ahead and follow a diet, please communicate with the people around you that you're doing this. And then, see, I got my notes. And then look out into the future for any events or anything that is coming up so that you can create a plan around this. Like if you have a vacation planned, well, I guess we're not boozing. I'm not having any cake. Start looking for those menu options. You can do something like this around a vacation. Things like that. And even if you have some kind of vacation where it's like, no, we've paid like $300 to do this whiskey tasting in Scotland or something like that. Okay, fine. We'll start your 75 days over afterwards. Keep doing it up until then. Why not start now? You're going to see more benefits. You know what I mean? And you may actually take the time to possibly enjoy that whiskey or whatever a little bit more if that's planned into your vacation versus just, All right. Anyways, so next, choose a way of eating that's going to work for you. There's a lot of options, and you are welcome to do whatever you feel is right for you. I do have certifications in nutrition and whatnot, but please bear in mind, I am not a dietitian and I am not a nutritionist. So just some general thoughts. If you're looking for a way of eating, paleo is fairly inclusive. It includes most foods, so you can check that out. There's tons of recipes out there, things like that. If you are doing keto or vegan or something of that nature, as you'll find out, I'm going to tell you, you can do whatever the fuck you want to because you're an adult. But I highly encourage you to not be doing dirty keto or eating fake food in either situation. All right. And fake food does apply to vegan, and fake food does apply to keto. All right. Dirty keto or fake food is basically eating crap. Okay. Just to fill the macro count for the keto, or that you're eating something that's fake or a lot of vegetable oils to stick to the vegan thing. That is not how we do this. And if you are vegan, and you're doing this, that's great. Please make sure you're keeping up on your supplementation. If you are not vegan and you're looking to try it, this may or may not be the time for you if all of these other things are going to be overwhelming. Okay. We're taking on a lot of commitments and we're going to kick ass. But if you are trying to change into something serious like that, or even trying to change into something kind of serious like that, where your diet isn't already sort of in line with it, just bear in mind, and experiment. If you have to change your diet and follow that other diet. Okay. So we're sticking with that no cheat meals. And I say, if you have to change, I'd say for medical reasons. Other than that, stick with it so that you can find out if it's actually working. You cannot find out if a diet is working in like a month or possibly even really 2. Like, you need to stick with it for a while, and then you'll find over time you may need to change your diet again. Okay, we're not all supposed to be eating all the same thing all the time throughout our entire lives. All right, I'll get off of that. Blah, 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 blah. Next, find yourself. We're going to start writing in the middle here. Once you pick your way of eating, find some recipes. Be as simple as you need to about it. There are tons of information out there. All right, pick 1 or 2 things to start with. All right, prep this weekend, because today's Thursday and we're going to start on Monday. Or if you're starting in the middle of this, or you're starting any other time, but make sure you have your shit prepped. Okay. Don't just be like, oh, well, I'm going to just start making this on Monday when the challenge starts. No. Have your food ready ahead of time. Why would you wait? None of that. None of that. No. Let's see. When you do these recipes, know yourself. We can do this. Know you. There we go. All right. Know yourself. Are you going to be able to eat the same thing for lunch every day for the week and then same thing for dinner every day? Or, do you need one thing for lunch and something different for dinner? Or do you need something different on each day? Where is your tolerance level going to be? All right. Because if you're somebody who just cannot fathom the concept of eating the same lunch every day, you're going to need to change something up for yourself until you can, or until you just choose to not do that ever. And that's totally fine too. And then a really good thing, if you get these recipes together, maybe you try something over the weekend, like maybe you make one on Friday night or early Saturday, go ahead and bulk prep. If you're like, yeah, I can eat this for a couple weeks, or I want to make, I have a bunch of this that was on sale, bulk prep and freeze things, people. Freeze them. The worst thing that happens when you freeze things is that the texture might change, or it won't be as fresh, but that's not really that different than if the food sits in there for a few days. There are some things that you cannot or should not freeze. If you have any questions about that, go ahead and post it up in the group, or maybe I'll do another video later. But generally speaking, most dishes can be frozen. Okay, so we've got a lot going on here, but let's go ahead and wipe the slate clean. So we've got our water, half our body weight in ounces, up to 100 ounces. So if you weigh 250 pounds, we would still want to stick to that 100 ounces. We would not want to go too much higher than that. Our 2 workouts a day, 45 minutes each, separated. Make sure your workout is planned. You know what you're going to do. And I encourage you, addition to this, I encourage you to have a backup in case you're not feeling as great that day, or in case you're in some sort of pain or something, like maybe you went too hard the day before. I have backup workouts for a day where maybe I couldn't go lifting, or I couldn't do a HIIT workout. Well, maybe I wake up and I've just tweaked my back or something. Okay, well, I have yoga lined up to keep with my workout, and then I'll do my walk later. All right. Find those places where you can fit this in, and try to, if you can, make it a family thing, or walk your dog, make it a bonding experience. All right. And then following a diet, no alcohol, no cheat meals, get your recipes together, freeze your stuff, so on and so forth. All right. I'm going to get better at this one day. It's partially the marker. It's just so well working. All right. And then our last little bit, let's go ahead and turn the page. Ooh. Actually, I'll come back to that one. We're going to save that for the final shebang. The two things that have been shown to be missed the most in this is the reading of 10 pages. And now the board's wet, so I can't write. There we go. That's it. 10 pages of a real book, real physical book. All right. No audiobooks, no Kindles. I know it's terrible. Paper. And then our progress pictures. So these two things are missed the most. These are the things that people forget about the most. So reading 10 pages. Pick a book or two. Pick a few books. All right. And I say this so that you have a book that you've already picked. And then if you're reading a book and it sucks, you don't care, you don't want to read it, you're like, oh, I didn't actually like this at all. You have another one. Okay. Let's see. Okay. And then coming over to our progress pictures, let's talk about what to wear to start. Naturally, you can do whatever you want to, but this is a recommendation on what to wear. Gentlemen, I recommend like boxer shorts or something like that. You want to be able to, if you really want to see your full body progress, you want to be able to see as much as possible. These pictures are going to be wherever you keep them, so they can be as open or as closed as you feel comfortable. But generally speaking, if you were to go and get your pictures taken, like progress pictures in a gym, gentlemen would be like shorts or boxer shorts. Women, we would say, something short shorts and sports bra would be a general way to go. Let's see. Whatever clothes those are, like if you have particular shorts that you put on, have those set to the side. Like in my mind, I'm imagining I'm going to go find a pair of shorts because it's winter here and I sure as fuck am not going to be wearing no shorts anytime soon. So I would put those shorts to the side. Now, as the days go by, the sports bra I'm wearing is going to change. I'm not going to have one set to the side. If you can, that's great. So have those clothes ready, wherever it is that you take your pictures. These pictures are every day. Every day. I recommend on day 1 and day 75, or maybe somewhere in the middle. Maybe you do 1 and 30, But especially right here, have the exact same clothes on. Okay? And make sure, if you can, again, these are all just optimal things. This is kind of like if you want to optimize these pictures. If you don't really want to do all this extra shit, you don't have to. Just take the photo and move on, right? That you have a solid background. Nothing crazy. All right, so like in front of a door or something like that. You want to avoid black if you can, because black will actually shrink you in the picture, which I know that's all what we all want. But you won't actually see the real difference later, okay? And then I'm going to back the camera up briefly so that I can show you guys, if you wish. These are all options. Stay with me here. I've got a touch more once we finish with these these progress pictures. If you want to do I guess you'd call it the 3D view, and I know you can't see me, but ideally you would want your phone so that you can see your head down to your feet. You would do a front view. Okay, ladies, gentlemen, if you have hair, please pull it behind you like so. Obviously, I'd be dressed in the proper manner. Then we would turn to the side. All right, again, if you have hair, move it. Standing up here, depending on your shape, you might want to check out your phone. If your arms are back here and you can't see your lower back, shift them into your front pockets so that you can see this front and you can see this rear. All right. And then for the back shot, again, if you have hair, moving it and then just setting up and relaxing. Okay. Again, those are all just extra tips. You don't have to take progress pictures that way. The rules for this are just a daily progress picture. Okay. And that's it. All right. Moving on from all that adventure. Something I didn't cover in the diet thing. And what I'm going to say really falls under that, but this will fall under any and everything that I say on this channel going forward is fuck social expectations. All right. It can be really weird to suddenly just uproot our lives and, just change things around. And people aren't going to necessarily react the best. It's going to be a little odd to them. But especially when we talk about the alcohol and desserts and appetizers and all this shit, okay? That is something you're going to run into. You're going to feel awkward socially, and somebody may ask something. You're like, hey, I'm doing this thing. It's a challenge. It's important to me, and I don't have to. And you don't have to say this, but you don't have to explain yourself. Okay? Food and things like this are very ingrained into our society. And there's a lot behind that. I'm not going to go into it in this video, but fuck social expectations. This is about you. This is about your journey and about your success. All right. If you're leaving the TV early in the evening so you can get your 10 pages in, you don't have to be mean about it, but the people in your house are going to have to deal with it. I'm done watching TV for now. Okay. So yeah, friends, here we go. And that's really it for our how to succeed at our 75 hard. And then let's see, tomorrow, how we're going to put these habits into our day. All right. How do we kind of know how to do them. Now we're going to talk about how we can fit them in, where they can fit in at, how to best get them to actually happen. All right. Again, this is our 75 hard. This can also be used for any health time. Thank you so much for being here, hanging out with me. And if this was useful to you, you found it interesting, whatever, please give us a like, a subscribe, share it with somebody. Everything helps. And if there's anything you want to see, of course, feel free to reach out, and I'll put links down below to finding your why, as well as where you can find me on Facebook and the Facebook group of mine that will be doing the 75 hard. Plus we have some other items in there as well. And that's it, friends. Have an awesome day. This is Coach Beth at Viking Vitality. I'll talk to y'all later.